not our presentation.
So, going back to the AI bit, our search optimization news comes to us courtesy of the online newsletter Search Engine Roundtable. By the way, I highly recommend that newsletter. Anybody that's serious about search engine optimization, subscribe to that newsletter. Seriously. Google has been able to make some minor changes to its algorithm recently, and those changes help them identify and blacklist, are you ready for this, over 25 billion, that's right, billion with a B, pages a day.
Oh my God.
I was waiting for that. Most of these pages were labeled by Google's search optimization team either as spammy or phishing. In addition, there seems to be a lot of chatter and debate on how Google performs search rank. For instance, do they rank a page or do they rank by website? Really, the answer is both. Yes, Google ranks mostly the page, but if there's a page on the same website that is either found to have suspicious content on it or copy-pasted content, plagiarism, that's kind of bad, that could negatively affect the page's ranking as well as the site's ranking. If the content is considered egregious enough, it could even get that site blacklisted. As always, anytime I talk to anybody about search engine optimization, be it a client, a fellow coworker, or even a rando on the street, my best advice that I can give them is to write original, effective content that sounds natural and drives home the message. Google values effective original content more than anything, and it definitely does not look like that's ever going to change. Nobody cares about my white boy blues. So everybody knows that there are two things in this world you don't want to talk about with others unless you're looking to stir up a little bit of controversy: religion and politics. And for those that are on the outside, trust me when I say Utah is rife with people who believe they are on the right side of both. I am about to talk about politics, but I'm not going to express how elated and happy I am that Donald Trump, who I have adorned the moniker over the last 4 years of Emperor Tangerine, is no longer in office. In fact, I get it. I get why people like the guy. Now, set aside the snake oil salesman tactics, the failed business ventures, the countless lawsuits, the clear connections to white nationalism, and even the absolute pattern of corruption. Set all of that aside and look at the subliminal message being delivered to the core conservative base. Make America great again. I get the appeal. I really do. I get the appeal of wanting to return to a simpler, more easily digestible time. Conservatives by nature hate change, just in general. They don't like changes to how we eat, how we treat people different from us, and how we consume really anything. I mean, take a look at how they responded to the pandemic. From day one, they were the most vocal about not wanting to wear a mask. They were the most vocal about wanting to go back out to a normal life. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, though. But the normal life isn't coming back. Ever. Nor the glory days of men being the only breadwinners and gay people being shunned into living a lie. Those days are gone. Just as soon, the days of consuming oil and coal will be gone. Just as the days of doing our normal grocery shopping will one day be gone, just like a lot of other things. Now, will there be remnants of those glory days still around? Eventually the days of going back to eating dinner at a restaurant or watching a movie in a theater? Yes, eventually. It'll take some time, but we'll get there. Also, conservatives love to blame the problem of not having enough jobs. I mean, this was before the pandemic, by the way, on illegals taking our jobs. I mean, how many times have you heard this? Those damn illegals from Mexico, they're taking our jobs without being able to speak English. I mean, I'm sure you've heard that a time or two. I hate to break it to you, Mexicans aren't taking your jobs. Robots are. More and more jobs are being automated. Think about it. When was the last time you went into a Walmart or a grocery store that didn't have 5 or more self-checkout lanes? When was the last time you went to a McDonald's that didn't have a self-order kiosk? When was the last time you called customer service for really anything and they didn't either A, reference you to their website, or B, try to solve your problem using their automated customer service? By the way, I really dislike that. I was trying to resolve a problem recently and they kept saying, go to the website, go to the website. I mean, if I felt like the website would do me any good, I wouldn't be on the phone, would I? Anyway, back to the topic. More and more cars are becoming self-driving. Combined with the increase in electrical manufacturing, oil demands will likely plummet and your friendly? Yeah, we'll go with friendly. Your friendly Uber driver will be replaced with a less friendly, albeit probably not as creepy, automated car. Truck drivers could also be on the chopping block. Think about it. Why would, say, Jeff Bezos want to pay a person that could easily fall asleep behind the wheel and cause a public relations nightmare to deliver that important package when a self-driving semi running on electricity would do just as good a job for the cost of maintenance? This is why I vocally and openly declared myself on Facebook the other day, Team Bernie Sanders and Team Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. They see the trend coming a mile away like I see it. I mean, let's face it, the fact is, progress is hard. Progress is frightening. But progress is also inevitable. You can hitch your wagons to the last remnant of those golden days, want to make America great again, and hope to beat back the winds of change. But those winds, those same winds of change, were strong enough to tear down monarchies, slavery, and oppressive walls. And it's strong enough to tear down the last remaining fragments of what was once the greatest economy in the world. Now to the part you're not going to like. I'm about to offer a solution to the problem. I'm about to say something that may trigger more than half my audience, so just prefacing what I'm about to say with that. You ready? My solution is democratic socialism. I know, the dreaded S word. Trigger. A lot of people equate that word with communism and the old Soviet Union. But what if, and hear me out on this, what if we took the good of socialism but leave out the bad? Hear me out on this. Keep the capitalist drive and system that once made America what it once was, but without the people dying because they can't afford to go see a doctor. So the way I would do it is this. Have a baseline income that would allow the average American citizen just enough for rent, basic utilities, and food. Very similar to how the welfare system works now, but it would apply to every American so long as they're an American citizen. Add into that free public transportation and free medical care. Then if that citizen wants to make extra income on top of that, be it a business of their own or working somewhere else, they can do that without being penalized. You still have that system in place that incentivizes you to do more if you want more, but also doesn't penalize you if you're out of work. And let's face it, at the rate progress is going, there are going to be a lot of people who will be out of work before all is said and done. Now, you're probably asking who is going to pay for this. Well, it's simple. Build the top 1%. So your Bill Gates, your Elon Musks, your Jeff Bezos, your Warren Buffetts. Put a cap on how much one person can make. There's not a single good reason why any one human being should ever have more than, rough ballpark, $10 billion. Just isn't. That's more money than 5 generations of people can spend in their lifetimes, even if you take inflation into account. So put it to good use for once, instead of it sitting in some rich cat's escrow account overseas. I'd rather have a butthurt billionaire groaning about not being able to go over that threshold than see another 400,000 people die in a year because we as a society are either too lazy or too stubborn to do anything about it. The time to act on the coming changes was last year when the pandemic hit. Let's be honest. The pandemic should have been a learning tool for how we should proceed going forward with society. It's still not too late. We can affect these economic changes soon so that those without work that want to work can still make a livable income. And really, times like these, that's all anybody can ask for.
On that, our presentation.